Greetings. This is another nihilist video. This is my end of the series of nihilism. We're going to look at moral nihilism of my esoteric series of the two ideologies of nihilism versus utilitarianism. Yeah, I might do a panel on that about the two ideologies I've been seeing. Might research black pill ideologies and doctrines and cultures, but the next one's gonna be Epicureanism. Watch out for that. That's gonna be probably this weekend, late this weekend, if I get it in. Might live stream and research. Okay. Moral nihilism, as known as nihilism, is ethical nihilism, is the meta ethical view that the notice of moral right or wrong. hmm Moral nihilism is distinct from moral relativism. Yeah, relativism. Yeah, okay. Moral relativism. Oh, shit. Let's get up close. Which allows for the action to be wrong relative to a particular culture or individual. It is also distinct for expressivism, according to which when it make more claims we are not. You see it on the wiki. This is moral nihilism, right? And moral nihilism today broadly tends to take form of an era theory. Yeah, the view of developing original by J.L. Mackey in his 1977 book Ethics. Might have to check that out. Investing right and wrong, era theory, nihilism broadly take the form of a negative claim about the existence of the objective values or properties. Under traditional values, there are moral properties or methods which has hold objectively in some sense beyond our continent interest, which is morally obligated. Obligated. Obligate us to act. For Machian era theorists, such as properties does not exist in the world, but therefore the morality conceived by the reference to objective facts must also not exist. Therefore, morality in the traditional sense does. However, the holding nihilism does not necessarily imply we should give up using the moral or ethic language. Some nihilists contend that it remains a useful tool. In fact, Mackey and other uh, comp- uh, contemporary defenders of the era theory of Richard Joyce, defends us of the moral ethical talk and action in the knowledge of their fundamental falsity. The legitimacy of this activity, however, is questionable and is a subject of a great debate in. Yeah, it is. That's the forms of nihilism. Yes, and you got forms of nihilism. Agree that claims that such as a murder is morally wrong, not true, but different nihilistic views differ in two ways. Some may have that say much claims are neither true nor false. Others that say they are all false. Nihilists differ in the scope of their theories. Era theorists typically claim that it's only distinctively moral claims, which are falsely practical. Nihilists claim that there are no reasons for actions of any kind in some nihilists, and extend this claim to include reasons for belief. Okay, ethical language, false versus is not truth, an apartment. Okay, J.L. Mackey argues that the moral nihilist assertions are only true if there are moral properties. But because there are none, all such as claims are false. Under such view moral proportions, which express the beliefs are them systematically in error. For under Mackey's view, if there are the moral properties. They must be objective and therefore not amenable to the differences in the subject desires and preferences. Moreover, any claims that these are moral properties, if they did exist, would be intrinsically motivating by being in some primitive relations to our conscious our consciousness, but they must be able to guiding us morally just by the fact of being in some clear awareness of their truth. But this is not the case. Such ideas and his views, which are plainly queer. That's what they say. Okay. And other visions of the theory claim that the moral assertions are not true because they are neither true nor false. This form of moral nihilism claims that moral beliefs, assertions of purpose, the existence of moral facts that does not exist. Consider, for example, the fact that the present king of France is bald. Some argue that this claim is neither true nor false because it is a presus- because of its presuppose that are currently a king France, but there is not. The claim suffers from the preposition failure. Richard Joyce argues for its form of moral and nihilism under the name of fictionalism. Okay. That's the ethical language. And here's the scope question. Error theory is built on three principles. There are no moral features in this world. Nothing is right or wrong. That's an amoralistic view to look at it. That's what it means. Okay. Therefore, no moral judgments are true. However, yes, it's amoral rules right here. Okay. Our sincere moral judgments try but always fail to describe moral features of things. Thus, we have always lapsed into error when thinking in moral terms. We are trying to state the truth when we make moral judgments. But since there is no moral truth, all our moral claims are mistaken. Hence, error. These are three principles led to the conclusion that there is no moral knowledge. Knowledge is required. If there's no moral truth, there can be no more knowledge. The moral values are purely criminal. Yeah. Yeah, there's arguments of nihilism, um, the queerness. I'm not gonna read that. Yeah, I'm gonna make it short. Yeah, you can read this on the Wikipedia and then you just type in nihilism and scroll down. The equals of anarchists. Yeah, this is it for the video. You can find it on nihilism under here, and that's what we dealt with. So with that, I want to say God bless and the Most High bless of Lord Melchizedek. Shalom.